Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is trying to convince the U.S. administration to accept a plan for an interim solution based on a 10-year transition period in which the Palestinian state will be established on temporary borders, the London-based Al-Hayat newspaper reported Saturday. According to the report, which is based on Palestinian sources, the issue of Jerusalem and right of return will not be addressed in the current plan. A senior Palestinian source told Al-Hayat that Netanyahu's negotiations with the U.S. show that he's trying to put forward a plan which is based on the establishment of a Palestinian state on temporary borders with the separation fence as a border, while postponing the issues of Jerusalem and the refugees to future negotiations, which will be held after the establishment of a Palestinian state. According to the source, Netanyahu's solution is gradual and will be implemented in the course of more than 10 years. According to the report, Israeli settlement blocks and their areas of influence, as well as Jerusalem, will remain under Israeli control. The Jordan River Valley will be leased for 40 years, and IDF bases will remain in entrances to West Bank cities. The source further added that the plan for a temporary state will allow Israel to maintain control over the eastern border with Jordan and the separation fence as the western border with the Palestinian state. It will also allow Israel to retain its water sources. This means that Netanyahu is interested in keeping more than 40% of West Bank territories for the transition period. It was also reported that Netanyahu presented the Palestinians with his vision for an interim solution, which he is now discussing with the United States. This is more in line with what Bible prophecy has proclaimed for thousands of years. Daniel 9:27 says, when the peace agreement is confirmed, there will be a time limit attached of 7 years. You should find this strange due to the fact that time limits are usually not associated with peace agreements. You should also find it astonishing that the Bible says during the generation for which Israel is reborn, they would be involved in a peace agreement where a time limit is involved, and Jerusalem is a stumbling block to the world. The world would call this a puzzling coincidence if not for the fact that they are blinded that this connection even exists. At this time, the U.S. and Israel are conducting these talks in secret. I look for a form of this plan to ultimately be approved and the timeline to be reduced down to 7 years. Whether or not the U.S. will be the government that will finally confirm peace in the Middle East is unknown, but the Bible is clear that peace is coming. I have been viewing a number of comments on my video articles. One comment that seems to surface on a regular basis is whether we will see war before we see peace. Many have stated that they believe Israel will be attacked by their enemies before peace is initiated, and that could be true. But I tend to believe that the scenario that the Bible puts forth, found in Revelation chapter 6, it states, when the first seal is opened, the Antichrist comes on the scene, bringing a temporary peace with him. Followed in the second seal, peace is taken from the world and replaced with war, famine, and pestilence. By the time it's all said and done, 1/4 of the world's population will be destroyed. I would probably lean toward many of these attacks, such as Gog and Magog, the destruction of Damascus, etc., to take place as part of this great world war described in chapter 6. For more information on this topic and others, visit my website at calvaryprophecy.com. This is Terry Malone with the Calvary Prophecy Report.